Hey guys, it's Zia. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing basically a whole face of Fenty makeup. Although I don't have any blush from Fenty or any eyeliner or lashes. I don't think Fenty has lashes. If they do, I missed that. And I do believe she has liner, but I wasn't going to pay another $20 to buy liner. But I have everything else. So let's start off with the primer. I have the Pro Filter Instant Retouch Primer. I don't use this one often because I don't feel like it makes that much of a difference. But for the sake of this video, here we go. I think she has a matte one now too, but I did not buy that because I still have this one. Alright, now onto foundation. Hopefully this one is dark enough right now. It's probably not. My hands have been getting darker and darker, and so has the rest of me. Just being out in the sun more, going for walks every day, definitely is making me darker. This is obviously the Fenty Pro Filter Foundation, and I have it in the shade 210. I used to use 290. I recently darkened it to 210, and I think I've gotten darker since then. I prefer applying my foundation with a sponge. However, the Fenty foundation applies really well with the brush too, so you can always use that instead. Also, my hairline is dyed right now because I dyed my hair. This is my first video that I'm filming with this hair color. Coverage is really good with one layer, but I want full coverage right now, so I'm going in with two. Definitely not matching my hands right now, or my neck. Oh, sorry you guys have to see this. It's bad. Next we're moving on to concealer, and I have the shade 210 because it's supposed to be paired as the same number with the foundation, so hopefully this isn't too dark. I'm not sure about it as of yet. It's darker than I would usually go with concealer, but it might work. It's very thick. Definitely not as brightening as I would usually like, but maybe the powder will help. And here I have the Fenty Instant Retouch Setting Powder in the shade Butter. This is really fine and it comes out of the top very easily. I feel like this powder applies best with a brush. So first I'm going to tap it under my eyes using this little fluffy brush. This little fluffy brush here. If I need more, then I will go in with a sponge and just pat it in place. Gotta take this little sponge here. This is actually from e.l.f. Fenty also has a blush. I just have blush on my mind. I am sorry. Fenty also has a sponge, but I get really cheap sponges. I don't spend a lot on my makeup sponges, so I don't see the reason to get the Fenty one. However, I have heard really good things about it. And now I'm going to set the rest of my face using the same powder. The process I like to use is just to pat it in place and let it sit for a moment, and then I'm going to buff it. I find that that gives me more of an airbrushed look. Gonna dust away what I have underneath my eyes for now, because there's quite a bit under there and I'm not going to start working on my eyes for a minute. So I just want to give it time to breathe and not cake on there too much. But the powder has definitely helped to brighten the under eye, that's for sure. Next, I'm going to move on to brows, and I have the new Fenty Brow MVP. I got this in the shade dark brown. Hopefully it's not too dark. I think it'll be alright though. They had a fairly good chart. This doesn't have a spoolie. The top of it is actually a little brush that kind of fluffs up the brows, or at least that's the idea. NYX recently came out with their version of this too, so that actually might be a dupe. I'm going to brush out my brows using a little spoolie, because I think that's like always necessary for your brows, especially if you have long hairs. I have long hairs, but there are few of them. Now, I usually don't show my brows on camera because it takes a while. This is a nice thin one, which I like. I like the thin brow pencils. I'm not a fan of the teardrop ones as much, but they do come in handy if you're in a hurry. And I always map out my brows unless I'm just using some kind of brow gel. This definitely is not too dark at all. It covers really well. But I might have to put some brow powder over it to make it blend in a little bit better. Now that I see my brows, I feel like I could have done a darker shade. I think there's only 2 darker shades than this, I might be wrong. But they have a really good shade range, especially for their red pencils. Of course, Fenty's shade range is always incredible. I've never used one of these eyebrow brushes before. Oh. I feel like it kind of took away a lot of product, huh? But I wouldn't use the brush side unless I needed to tone it down, which I don't because this color is not dark enough for me. The pencil itself is really nice. I consider this like a win. I would give it an 8. No, a 7. An 8. I'd give it an 8. I'm not sure if I should prime my eyes or not. They're actually still kind of sticky from the concealer that I patted on there really lightly. So I don't think I'm going to apply eyeshadow primer, which is different because I always use eyeshadow primer. Here I have the Fenty Kilowatt Foil Freestyle Highlighter Palette, which could also be used as an eyeshadow palette, or you could use it as blushes as well. But I don't see a shade in here that would work really well for blush, in my opinion. But these are so pretty. I swatched them all yesterday on my arm, and it was so good. They're really buttery. I really am excited. I don't know which colors to go with, but I think we all know which colors I'm going to go with. Like these ones. The lower portion for my eyes today. I'm going to start off with this shade right here. It's the shade Honey Slope. It's really pretty. I've never used these on my eyes before, so this is definitely like testing how this is going to work. And of course it works beautifully because it's from Fenty, and Rihanna is the queen of everything. The formula definitely makes it feel like it would apply a lot stronger if you just use your fingers. And usually I like to use a matte shade in my crease, but there are no matte shades because this is a highlighter palette. Alright, next I'm going to go into this shade right here. It's beautiful gold color. It's just called Coppin Ice. First I'm just blending a little bit of it into my crease, and then I'm going to take a application brush. I'm going to apply it to the rest of the lid. It's kind of weak with the application brush, so I'm just going to take it on my finger. You see how much of a difference that just made? Like, incredible. I love it. Alright. Now I'm going to take this shade right here. This is called Heartburn. Take a little bit on my finger. Just apply it to the outer corner. Then I'm going to attempt to blend it all together. Awesome! I love it! I always stay with my safe colors and then I feel bad afterwards because I'm like, I just could have done something like really fun and artistic. But I didn't. Alright, I feel like for my lower lash line this is going to be a little bit more difficult because it applies really well, but I don't know how it's going to apply to the lower lash line. I'm taking Cotton Ice again. Yeah. It's a little bit more difficult to apply to the lower lash line. I'm going to take Heartburn again, just on the outer corners. Heartburn has less glitter in it, so it applies a bit easier. This definitely feels like more of an eyeshadow than a highlighter. It looks really good. Alright, on to bronzer. I don't have any contour shades, but let's just start off with bronzer. So I have this one called Caramel Cutie. It's the Sunstalker bronzer. I really love this color. I originally got one that was a little too warm for me, and it just looked kind of weird on my face. So I had to go and exchange it, and of course I bought it when it was on sale. So I go to Sephora to exchange it, and they're like, okay, well now you owe more money. And that's so stupid. If I just pack it on more in another area, you know, like that, it kind of fakes a contour there. I'm gonna have to cut it and clean it up, but it works. I have to go over my green hairline here. I'm gonna go back into my setting powder, take my little sponge here and just clean up the edges. This, I don't know if it's gonna be good to contour my nose, but you know what? We're gonna give it a try. We're gonna see how this goes. I'm a little worried. Alright, I'm going to... Where's my... Oh, it's right here. I'm gonna dust all this away. Alright, now I'm gonna do my eyeliner and my lashes, but since that's not from Fenty, like, I'm not even gonna show you. Alright, liner and lashes are on. I'm gonna go with this color called Chills. I'm just gonna pack that onto my little brush here and put it on the inner corners. Alright, now moving on to blush, and since I don't have one from Fenty, I'm going to be using this one, which is from Wet n Wild. It's the Color Icon blush in the color Mellow Wine. It's an old blush that I absolutely love. And since I feel like whatever highlighter I'm going to end up using is going to be really strong, this is the only blush that I'm going to use today. Now to move on to highlight. The middle highlight, which is called Stone Cold, kind of has a pinky peach hue. Not in the pan. In the pan it looks kind of gray, but when I swatched it, it looks kind of peachy. So I'm going to take that, I'm going to add that right above. Ooh, that looks really good. Taking a little bit of that onto the bridge of my nose. Just going to blend it out a little bit. Also going to use it on my brow bone. Just a tiny little spot of that up there. This is a really pretty highlighter. Now I'm finally going to move on to lips. And for my lips, I'm going to be first that's not English. For my lips, first I'm going to go in with the Kylie lip liner in the shade Autumn. And then I'm going to go over it using the Fenty lipstick in the shade Spanked. Jumping back to my brows for a second, I'm going to use the Maybelline mascara to set it in place. This is like the classic green cap one that's been around since like the beginning of time. And it's in dark brown, so I like to use it on my brows. This matte lipstick from Fenty is so nice. Like, it just feels so buttery and it looks really, really pretty. I love it. It feels so good and it doesn't even feel like you're wearing anything on your lips. I love. But I've really been getting into gloss lately. So I'm going to apply this Sexy Mother Pucker Extreme This Sexy Mother Pucker Extreme Plump Lip Gloss from Soap and Glory. And that is my makeup for today. Almost full face of Fenty. What is going on here? It's like there's a line that is going up. What the heck? I've never seen that before. What's going on? That's everything, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, then please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below if you have not already. I put out new videos every week, so I hope you guys stick around for those because I would love to have you as part of my tiny little growing YouTube family. That hurt, and I'm gonna go now. Bye, guys.